1998. It's a dedication of the Kingston Township Municipal Building. Waiting for the Lieutenant Governor to show up and all the other invited guests. Taking a chance now to record a little bit of the building. I have for the rest of the guests here and basically stand in the way. It's the side of the building facing the municipal offices. I'll go back around into the front where the police building is. The front of the building showing the entrance to the Kingston Township Police Department. The upper level is the municipal offices. Hopefully this addition, this new building should provide plenty of room way into the year 2000 plus. This is the driveway, the entrance into the whole building area. It's recently been paved, and the landscaping has recently been also finished. Just another view of some of the landscaping that has been finished down in front of the building off of Center Street. This is the view of the one side entrance, followed by a view of the back of the building and the parking lot facing the municipal building. Should have plenty of parking out for when they have public meetings. This is the view of the other side of the building, plus the landscaping that is put in. Nice pine trees. Nice little gentle breeze blowing the flag. And again, another view of the parking lot with plenty of parking for whenever there's a public meeting. It's a picture of the official plaque before it gets unveiled, which will be later on today. And it's 10 to 4, waiting for the Lieutenant Governor to show up. Wherever Lisa Baker here is already.
Okay, tomorrow we're going to have a paper
And some of the other dignitaries.
Listed the categories: prettiest, longest distance, shortest distance, stuff like that.
Wait a minute, I forgot to get the buttons, sir. Here's Commissioner Red Jones, also at the dedication.
Just with you. You were in work. I'm sure you're happy with it.
Every project has.
Oh, right.
Waiting for the ceremonies to start, catching a few of the people who are here.
I haven't seen all of them.
Well,
It's not a very big system. It's trying to pump money with it until you probably blow it. You probably blow it off the wall.
Tom Reese or Paul Mayor?
No.
Oh, no.
Just want to get a picture of you too, sir, Commissioner.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to. You want me to speak to the Lieutenant Governor? Where's Coach? I can't represent everybody. You represent him. I was with Paul 3 times in the last 2 days. I know.
He had to say much to them. Were you up there?
Yeah, what now?
I think they have.
Yeah, the crowd wasn't as big as usual.
I turned around, he's got the camera on us.
his sign, though, we know who he is. We know who he is now.
And I'm walking away.
Yeah, there's 3 over there. There's Karen.
I feel like I'm in church.
Guys. To see our new municipal building, we in Kingston Township are very proud of our achievement, and we thank you again for joining us on this special day. I also want to thank you for your patience. We're running a little late today, but we'll now get started with the program. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jeff Box. I'm the township manager here in Kingston Township. I've been associated with the township for 10 years, almost 10 years now. I'm very proud to have served as the manager of this great township. Thank you again for attending, and a special thank you goes out to Lieutenant Governor Schweiker for fitting us into his busy schedule. Also, I'd like to thank Senator Lamont for joining us today. Representative Mundy is here with us. Commissioner Tom Makowski is here with us. On behalf of Commissioner Jones, he was here earlier and he had another commitment that he had to go to, and he said to extend his apologies for that. Also with us today are Jeff Gabriel representing Senator Arlen Specter, and we also have Paul Mayer representing Congressman Pandorski. I'd also like to recognize District Justice Tupper. He's here. Hi, Jim.
I am standing.
We have other seats, folks, if you'd like to sit down. The beautiful building you see behind us is a culmination of over 3 years of planning, design, and construction. We have worked very hard to bring this project from dream to reality. Many long nights were spent reviewing plans and making the decisions that have yielded what I think is a beautiful result. I want to take this opportunity to personally thank the Board of Supervisors, Mr. Hill, Mr. Glidden, Mr. Tippett, Mrs. Moyer, and Mr. Sable, who also had a prior commitment, couldn't be with us today, for having the foresight and the courage to take on a public project of this magnitude. They have shown throughout this project their dedication to making sure we have the resources we need now to perform our jobs better in order to serve the residents of this township. I believe they deserve a round of applause for having the courage to take on. building is also a symbol. It's a symbol of the changes that are taking place in this community. In my almost 10 years with the township, we have added approximately 300 new homes and twice as many new residents. The changes in growth, we have brought forward the need for this building. Our police department was working out of 4 small rooms in our old building. They had very little room to store records, evidence, or even personal gear. There was very little room to adequately take reports from concerned citizens, and very little room to safely process suspects. They now have a state-of-the-art police facility from which to serve and protect the residents of this township. Our former administrative offices were quickly running out of available space to store building permit records, subdivision plans, ordinances, resolutions, and all the municipal records that we accumulate during the year. We are now ready for the new millennium and whatever it has in store for us. This municipal building project stands out for another reason. We have all worked diligently together to complete this project. However, I believe it is safe to say that no one has worked harder to make this a reality than the architect on our project, Mr. Rob Lewis. He's standing in the back, but he needs to be acknowledged because Rob is...
Gives the credit to Margaret, she's the brains.
That's the next step. He and his wife, Margaret Backer, deserve a great deal of credit for making this a reality, and we appreciate their efforts in making this project come alive. I also want to thank Chris Borton and his team of engineers at Borton Lawson. It's a true testament to him and to Rob and to Margaret and his team of engineers and all that had a hand in designing this building that the change order totals have come in at less than 2% of construction costs. For anybody who knows anything about public projects, that is a very good number, and they are to be thanked for that. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody. I think we all deserve some credit. Those of us at the township, our architects, our engineers, and our contractors, Champion Builders, Bognet Incorporated, Kavanaugh Electric, Lynx Mechanical, for bringing this project in at approximately $90,000 under budget and 3 months ahead of schedule. When is the last time you heard that about a public works project? Thank you all very much for a job well done. Recognition of our achievement here today cannot be complete without special mention of Chief James Malavich. Jim basically designed the layout for the lower level police department of this building. He had a little help from Rob Lewis, but by and large, Jim designed the police station you see downstairs. I also want to thank Robert Chamberlain, our road superintendent. Butch had a lot of patience during the design and the construction of the public works facility up the street, where we added several bays and basically double the size of that facility. Butch is to be congratulated for his efforts put forth. A lot of late night meetings went into that building, and thank you, Butch. I also want to thank Butch and the rest of our public works crew for the great work they have done in making all this a reality. Everything from moving us into this building, paving the parking lot on which we stand, installing the plaque that many of you will see on Saturday at that ceremony. Thank you very much, guys. Great job as usual. Finally, I must express my gratitude to my administrative team, without whom all the other township work that needed to be done in the last 3 years would not have been accomplished while I was running the meetings Rob and everyone else on the building projects. They put up with me during these projects too, and they are to be congratulated for that. My patience was running thin a few times. Special thanks to Tracy Michael Carr, our assistant manager. She was with us during most of those late night meetings in all the planning stages. Thanks to Ben Gorey, our code enforcement officer, Sharon Berseri and Nancy Slavinsky, our clerical staff, Janice Castellani, our tax collector, Mike Yazwinski, our custodian, who has taken a very personal interest in making this building operate, and we thank him for that. I also want to thank the staff for putting on today's events. They have a great hand in organizing today's ceremony. Thank you all very much. In closing, thank you all once again for sharing this day with us. And please, at this time, let me introduce to you, and I hope they would stand to be recognized, once again, our Board of Supervisors, Mr. Hill, who is our chairman this year. Mr. Glidden, who is our vice chair this year. Mrs. Moyer. And Mr. Tippett. Also, Mr. Sable, Paul Sable, could not be with us today due to a prior commitment, and I believe his wife Fern is here. His wife Fern is not here. In any event, she's a dear lady, and we thank Paul for his efforts too. At this time, we'll turn it over to the Board of Supervisors and anyone that has comments about our project. Thank you all very much.
Lieutenant Governor Schweiker, Senator Lamond, Representative Mundy, and other distinguished guests. I would like to express my thanks as you join with the township in celebrating this dedication of our new municipal complex. This day, as Jeff has said, is the culmination of over 3 years of planning, analysis, and construction. The intent of this effort has been to provide the facilities and the tools for our community to grow and flourish over the next 20 years. I doubt that any of my colleagues on the board or in the administration had the slightest idea of what the last years would hold when they carefully began this process in 1995. Well, we certainly know now. Sleepless nights, endless long public meetings after work with our architects, engineers, attorneys, and bankers, and continuous discussions concerning the budget and the costs. The results stand before you. I would trust that you would agree with me that all that time and effort was well worth it. While Jeff has expressed our thanks to all those who had a direct hand in making these facilities possible, I would like to express thanks to several groups that have not received adequate recognition and for without whom this facility would not exist. First, our neighbors, who for the last year have cheerfully endured the construction of this building. Thank you. The construction is over. Well, almost. Second, to the residents of Kingston Township, your support and expectations for your township government has encouraged us to put our best efforts into this project. We wanted to provide you with a facility that would meet your needs for the foreseeable future, a functional building that you could also be proud of. The screensaver on my computer at work scrolls a quote, "Mediocrity knows nothing greater than itself." This statement has been an encouragement to me to try to serve to do my best. Our residents' expectations encourage everyone in our township government to strive to do their best. To our residents, you made this possible. And last, I would like to thank my family and the families of all the board members, administration, Jeff, Tracy, as well as the spouses and children of all the individuals who survived those endless meetings that marked the planning of these facilities. You, the families, shared in those meetings and the lost sleep that were incubators of this effort. Without your understanding and indulgence, this never would have happened. You also made this possible. These groups especially deserve our belated appreciation and recognition as we dedicate this building today. The investment in these facilities has been a challenge. I see this complex as a tool that all our township administrators will use to continue to provide the efficient and high-quality service that the residents of Kingston Township have come to expect and to deserve. Thank you.
I'm just going to say a very brief hello, and again, thank you, because I think Jeff Fox, as our manager, again, has done an excellent job in covering all the amenities, the thank yous. And of course, Randy Bladen has covered all bases and touched on a few that I was going to. And I think, for me, I am just happy that we could do this for the township, and I'm proud for the township, and I hope that the township residents are as proud of this building and will enjoy this building as much as I hope they do. And thank you again for coming.
Now I'd like to introduce Senator Lamont, who will introduce our speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. I've met 17 of you who have claimed credit for the weather, Father, but I think that yours is yours. I want to take my time to make two presentations this afternoon. The first is to present to Lieutenant Governor Schweiker these folks who are out here in front of you. This Kingston Township, which you now join, is probably one of the 3 best-run municipalities in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Certainly this plan. It starts with the elected officials who are active and interested in their community. They've spent a lot of time, a lot of devotion, just a lot of interest in the people and in the practice of government, which we like so much. The appointed officials out here are second to none, because the people of the township really demand the best in services, and they get it. It's a home rule community, so that they have crafted their own destiny, so to speak, and they do a great job. They do a great job of doing it. You've met the police. You've heard about the police department. Absolutely top-rated. The road department is so good that they're buying roads back from the state. We have that was a direct line to get into to another part of my district. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. They took it over. They put up 3 stop signs. Okay. Their recreation department is absolutely superb. And the management that they bring in the form of Jeff Fox, I think, is unequaled in the area. It's a superb municipal entity in northeastern Pennsylvania, Governor. And in presenting the governor to you, when I now turn to that, you'll know why that's of interest to him. In presenting the state, the lieutenant governor, when he first ran with Governor Ridge 4 years ago, he was chosen as the man who would be responsible for municipal government, the man who would help us who were in the boroughs, the townships, the cities, and the like, and most especially in the counties, all throughout Pennsylvania, because his background, he comes here by a long route. First of all, the 4 hours that he spent with the Board of Pardons this morning, part of his duty, delayed him, and he has assured me, and I know it to be true, that he has never been late for an engagement, but 4 hours with the Board of Pardons this morning kept him on that route. Before that, the 3 years that he's spent presiding in the Senate of Pennsylvania, those of you lucky enough to have PCN can watch him mediate some rather hot flashes that we get into in the Senate. He's done a fine job. He's acquitted himself well, and if PCN ever comes to Dallas, my wife will know that I too go to Harrisburg, and then she'll meet the governor. But before that, he came by way of 12 years as a county commissioner in one of our large third-class counties. Much in common with Tom, has done just an excellent job and enjoyed that. And before that, and it's important for these four folks up here to know, 8 years as a township supervisor in one of our second-class counties, townships, and did absolutely a superb job. He's well regarded by the folks in the Senate of Pennsylvania. He's well regarded in Pennsylvania, having handled the emergencies that we've come through. Has been a strong voice in the Board of Pardons. He's up here, and we're not going to ask him to give the commencement speech in advance of tonight, but that's what he's doing tonight after he leaves us. I'm delighted to present to all of you the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Lieutenant Governor Schweiker.
Thank you, Charlie. And I got to tell you, you got a pretty good guy in Senator Lamont. And not only is he a pretty good senator, I got to tell you that he's a pretty good salesman too. Not too long ago, he had walked up to me and said, Mr. Lieutenant Governor, I got to ask you something. Hey, do you believe in free speech? And I said, Charlie, I'm the state's lieutenant governor, one of the biggest states in the Union, in the United States of America. It's an important American principle. Of course, I believe in free speech. He said, great. Would you come up to Kingston and give a speech for free? So, Charlie, here I am. But he's a good egg, a gentleman, as the governor has said on a couple of occasions with my encouragement, if there is someone who would fill the bill as gentleman of the Senate, it's you're a Senator, Charlie Lamont. I mean, he's a good egg, and certainly at his request, without any cost. Let me make that clear. I'm in your company today. I don't know about you folks. It is appropriate in this celebration, in this dedication of this magnificent building, to acknowledge all of the parties that have been a part of this. We talked about the engineers and the support firms, those that did the design, the construction, of course your elected leaders from Kingston. And how about this? We acknowledge the township residents who are supportive of footing the bill, huh? Thank you. You'll notice by the brevity that we will be brief. Let me say this to you. Don't take my place because I know we've got all evenings to enjoy, and I'm sure the young ones are ready to play a little baseball and maybe enjoy the night's temperatures. But I don't know about you. This is a brilliant day, literally, is it not? I mean, full of comfortable sunshine, a little bit warm here in the parking lot, and I realize that, and I think that's what inclined each of the speakers on the program to be ever so brief. But I will tell you this, Charlie just for the moment mentioned the fact that I'll be at the Luzerne County Community College commencement tonight to talk about Pennsylvania, our Pennsylvania, the new Pennsylvania, as editorialists are beginning to call it, and the fact that our young graduates will commence and go forth and start their lives, at least in the occupational and professional sense. That as we gather today, more than the physical sunshine we enjoy, and this is something we ought to celebrate also, you realize that the economic sunshine that's out and about, there are more Pennsylvanians at work today than ever in this state's history. That's something I think we ought to acknowledge because that gives our young people a sense of promise and optimism and an opportunity about our Pennsylvania. That's certainly something I'll mention tonight. Certainly something you ought to know as good civic-minded Pennsylvanians who come here for the dedication of this township building to know and to consider. I think as I look, I certainly can see, and by the sincerity of the remarks, whether it was Shirley or Herb's remarks earlier in the building or Randall or Jeff's, that there's an awful lot of pride and optimism vested in this structure. It is a magnificent building, I think, that says that the residents want you to have what you need physically in 16,000 square foot. Am I right, Jeff? In order to conduct the general operations of the township, in order to support the police department. They certainly ought to have what they need in order to operate properly. So I think we ought to consider one thing, though. And I also think that it stands as testament that when properly elected local officials, local leaders, work hand in hand with their residents and explain the need, explain their intentions, and talk about pressing needs and that kind of thing, that residents are very supportive of proper financial commitments, the kind of commitments to bring about this particular structure, and that they believe, and I think this testifies to this, they believe in local government. As an aside, Charlie mentioned the fact that I come to you as someone who spent 8 years
as a township supervisor and 7 as a county commissioner, 15 in total. I wasn't more than 7 days away from a public meeting for 15 years. I believe, as my counterparts do who are seated here today, in the virtue and the common sense of local government. And I happen to believe that when we treat them as partners, treat them as financiers, in the sense that they literally foot the bill, that they'll respond to requests for larger buildings and confirm for you that they believe not just in local government, but in good local government. And they'll provide what you need as long as you can convince them. Then you're not going to spend more than a penny more than you need in order to get the job done of constructing this building or in the annual operation of the township building. So for that, I certainly wanted to be in your company, and I think I speak for a lot of grateful Kingston residents who are probably at work, fighting traffic on the way home, or getting ready for the night's events, that would love to be here but can't be here. And I probably speak for the governor. I'm certain he'd love to have the kind of schedule that would permit him. He's on right now as we speak in Ireland, trying to bring about the international trade understandings and relationships that will lead to jobs for Pennsylvania. But I will tell you, it's a pleasure and an honor to be in your company. And on behalf of all of those good Pennsylvanians, and many of them Kingston Township residents, we wish you only the best in the operation of your beautiful new township building. Thank you, gentlemen.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all once again for joining us. Again, thanks to Lieutenant Governor Schweikert and Lamont. We'll be having the ribbon cutting ceremony, and we would ask that Representative Mundy, Commissioner Mikowski, Paul Mayer, and Mr. Gabriel from the Senator Inspector's Office could join us.
To all our volunteers that work on our commissions, because one of our successes in this township are the volunteers that we have that just really dedicated work. And again, I'd like to applaud them. Thank you.
Right here? Yep. Yourself? Do you want to, right here? We have to work hand in hand. We talked about cooperation and partnering. All set? Yes, sir. I gotta give the photographers a...
Okay, we're ready.
1, 2, 3.
Only the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in closing, if I might, just as a reminder, we have our plaque unveiling and open house on Saturday from 12:30 until 4. You're more than welcome to attend. At this time, the staff and myself will be available for tours of the building if you haven't already had one. And we also have refreshments in the supervisor's meeting room, and we would be happy if you would join us. So have a good evening, everyone, and thanks again for attending.
Excellent.
Hi, Ted.
Come on, Jeff.
Jeff, he left. My daughter's
Okay, is this everyone? Wonderful. Okay, would you step in, please, Mr. Hill, just a little bit? Okay.
You set her with the sign already?
Yep. Okay, everybody look this way. Hold on, here we go. Okay. Two more.
Thanks very much. We enjoyed it.
You see, the camera always makes you look 15 pounds heavier, and I like really need it. Because I don't want my editor to know I was stuffing my face while I'm supposed to be working.
No, I try not to.
See you, ladies. Have a good weekend. Yeah, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Excuse please.
See you. You're dressed for the occasion. Just wanted to say Thanks for having me. Thank you, Governor. I appreciate it. Yeah, good deal. Hey, we flew up here. Figuratively speaking. Nice to meet you again. First time I met you was 3 years ago. See you.
I'm going to meet my hockey coaches from high school. This is Mabel Jenkins.
Mabel?
Jenny Gill. Hi, nice to meet you. I enjoyed it. Come up to visit with us.
As you probably sensed way back then, she had a lot of ability to concentrate. Yeah. Doggy bag. I feel that way.
So ladies, I gotta go. Yep. See you guys. Thanks for the effort. I appreciate it. See you. Sir. Stay out there.
Okay. Well, we're going back on Monday. We'll see what happens.
Oh, that's it. That's one of the personal. We get a sideways. Oh,
Okay, everybody here now? Okay, great. Want you to all look this way. Smile. Ah, come on, smile. Look this way, everybody. Give us your pretty lights. Okay.
Now's the tough part, trying to figure out what to do with the extra food. Today is Saturday, May 30th, 1998. Back at the Kingston Township building. This is the Township Supervisor's meeting room. Today we're having is the veiling of the official plaque and then an open house for people who wish to tour the building. Just waiting for the official unveiling of the plaque.
You can stay right there, take it right. Just bring it forward.
Open those doors. Can we do that? I'll take
Oh, sure. What, after that? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the new Kingston Township Municipal Building. We appreciate you joining us today. Today's ceremony will involve the unveiling of this beautiful plaque that you see behind us, or will see shortly, I guess. We will also then, at the conclusion of today's short ceremony, as opposed to a lengthy ceremony, we'll have an open house and we'll be available for tours of both the administrative offices here and also the police department on the lower level. Once again, thank you for joining us today. And I believe Mr. Hill, as our chairman, will be unveiling the plaque. Does anyone else want to make a comment about our new facility?
I'd just like to thank all our residents for coming and enjoy your facility, because it is your facility. And I'm just happy as a supervisor that we could do this and just enjoy and stay for some dessert and coffee and some food. Thank you.
Okay, let's go.
There you go.
The ribbon came off.
I guess we should note that the plaque was designed by Rob Lewis, our architect. It includes not today's specific date, but it's dedicated May 1998. Kingston Township Board of Supervisors, Herbert Hill, Chair, Randall L. Gooden, Vice Chair, William Tippett, Pauline Sable, Shirley A. Moyer. Township Manager, myself, Police Chief, James J. Galavage. Notes that the architect on the project are Margaret Backer and Rob Lewis, as Backer and Lewis Architects. Our engineer, Chris Gordon and his team at Fort Lawson Engineering. Our solicitor, Benjamin R. Jones III, Esquire. General contractor on this project was Champion Builders. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning construction was Bognet Incorporated. Electrical construction, Kavanaugh Electric. And plumbing construction is Links Mechanical. As we said on Thursday, we're very proud of everyone that had anything to do with this project. And thanks again to all the staff that helped organize Thursday's event. And also thanks to everyone for coming today. We truly appreciate your support.
Okay, great, wonderful. Now, we can't get too long. You're gonna have to get in there. Yes. You're great. Okay. All right, everybody look this way. Okay, we're gonna take a couple, don't move. Okay. Hey, you have to get in there. You have to get in there, come on. You can, almost worked. Okay, everybody look this way, please. Everybody look, big smiles, come on. Okay, great. Looks good.
Make it under.
Okay. Okay, great. All righty.
Sorry.
Everybody look this way, please. Okay.
Hey, I gotta go carry you up there.
Don't hug. Stand
They're too
apart.
short. They're too short. I'm trying to get this in, yeah, but,
Stand apart.
Oh, that's great, we got them.
I offered 3.
Very nice. Leave one up the ceiling. Looks great. Smile, kids.
Great.
I can understand, so
I don't
Stand up, Glidden and his family.
Okay, great. Is this our whole group here? All right. Everybody look this way, please. Big smile. And let me just get one here with this. It's all cocked and everything ready to go? Oh, okay. Oh, this is very nice. Okay, we're all going to take a half a step this way. Excellent, excellent. Okay, just step in a little bit. That's very good. Okay. All right, everyone look this way.
40 foot.
Okay, a little tighter. Smile. Very nice. And one up close. And I think I have.
It's like this is getting like, married, yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Oh, don't wow.
You just hope you just right here.
Where's your camera?
Hey, stand this way or Mr. Hill? Yeah, put your hands up. Let's get a number, okay. All right.
Good.
One more. Okay, wonderful.
You didn't get your necktie out.
Certainly.
Everybody stop. Mom, come over here and take this.
Green tea, Janice. Okay, okay. Herb, are you in or out? Okay, just step in just a tiny, excellent, excellent, very good. Looks good, big smile. Okay, one more.
Okay.
Good.
A little bit of a tour of the building. First, this is the door into reception area. First, coming to the reception area. Here's the desk where the secretaries are normally sitting. And within the same foyer is the tax collector's office.
This way.
In the waiting area, there are a couple of chairs for people who want to sit. Plus, there's a view of the parking lot. Now we'll continue through one of the other doors.
This is the reception area. Sharon and Nancy share the space. From the reception area, you can see the supervisor's conference room on the left side, Tracy's office, the assistant manager directly behind us, and the conference room, meeting room between Tracy's office and Jeff's office.
This is the view of the supervisor's conference room.
One other place.
Where it,
It is directly off the entrance to the main meeting room. And this is a view of Tracy's office, the assistant manager.
Ben, we didn't see. We're checking for water spots.
And this is a small conference room in between Tracy's office and Jeff Box's office. Jeff Box's office, the township manager. Just a view of Jeff Box's desk. It's a view of Ben Gorey's records room. It's a view of the fire room. View of a room set aside for future expansion. It's off of Jeff Box's office. Doorway leads to an office also for future expansion. Office set aside for future expansion, which the way the township is growing, it will be needed. It's a view of the break room where they have coffee. Coffee pot sitting there. And a small refrigerator. There are phones scattered throughout the building to make it easy for access. And here's a shot of the women's room. And a shot of the men's room. It's the size of the rooms. Here's the men's room with a shot of the women's room with one really big mirror. Here's a shot of Ben Gorey's office, the zoning officer. And his model. This could be a shot of Janice Castellani's office, the tax collector. It's a view from a different angle. And the windows that she could greet the residents through. This completes a tour of the second floor administrative offices. Again, we're back at the front desk where you'd find Sharon or Nancy sitting. In the main foyer is a view of the elevator to go downstairs. If the elevator isn't working, there also is a set of steps. A stairwell to go downstairs instead of the elevator. As you reach the bottom of the stairwell,
This is the Kingston Township Police Department, and I'm not going to answer that phone. I'm going to let our dispatcher answer it. And this is the general public entrance to it. As you can tell, this is not bulletproof glass. It's bullet resistance glass because nothing is bulletproof.
Oh, that's interesting. After the first shot, you will have already gotten in.
It'll take multiple hits before it actually will collapse.
And then they say, "Oh, you mean this isn't the tax collector's office?" You say, "No, that's upstairs." Go right up there.
Tax collector on second floor. Bulletproof glass. So it would be kind of stupid to put regular drywall because, like, I mean, if I took a high-powered enough handgun, I could fire right through the drywall. This actually is Kevlar. Is it really? It's Kevlar. So it's also bullet resistant. It's also hi.
You can see he's probably.
Did I get a dog license here? This would be the area behind this wall is the security area of the police department because of the fact that we maintain police records and stuff like that. You can go this way.
Okay.
And a payphone. And we have public classroom number 1.
Oh, nice.
That's available.
Wow.
AA just met here this morning.
Hey, could this place at our rails and trails group could get meeting space time?
Well, if you got a name with the township. No,
Okay, well,
no, we
he doesn't know whether he likes us or hates us, so we'll call that an end.
This is 1. If we go, I forget if that's classroom 1 or classroom 2. If you go back out this way,
It's a little less plush down here, a little more police department-ish.
this is basically a mechanical room. It handles mechanical. This is classroom 2.
Oh, how nice. This
Oh,
is,
wow.
this is, oh, that's the old township meeting thing.
Uh-huh. We inherited the Hawaiian surfboard.
Yeah, that's neat.
The huge Hawaiian surfboard. In here, this is available for public meetings also. The Back Mountain Police Association meets here. We run a program with movies for kids up in Meadowcrest. Because of the fact that we're not getting a whole lot of movies for anybody.
Yeah.
Actually, with the in-art
Meadowcrest, does it provide you guys enough work that you would prefer it to be a little less busy there? Is Meadowcrest a problem area?
It used to be.
No, well, it doesn't seem, as a resident of the rest of the township, I've never really heard much about it.
It used to be. You can see because of the fact that we have, the community-oriented policing module back up there. I think we're making big strides.
Yeah, it seems like a healthy, low-income neighborhood, but I couldn't tell when you said that.
If you compare it to,
You guys
I'm
have
on.
votes for it.
if you continue, this door would be secured. Normally would be secured because this would put you inside the police complex.
Here, let me hold for you.
Any cheese in my teeth? And if you would simply come into the police station, we would either beat you in or buzz you in. And this door is grab that door. Pretty heavy, isn't it?
Is it?
About 800 pounds.
Wow.
So nobody's going to, come in and go bang, bang, zip through.
Okay, come on.
It does
back here,
afford
let
you
me
guys
feel
to all sorts of security you had not at the other.
it. Just want to feel it.
That's it.
I
That's
thought
okay.
you never needed it.
Oh, that's,
Big hinges help.
yeah. Okay.
Timber! This would be security, that you punch in the code or you punch in we have keys, of course, for it. And if you step in here, this would be what's called the watch command room. This is where we keep our records equipment files in here, our computer system. Of course, where most of our guys do our daily docket. That's the
Kingston
Township Police part of all the cops.
If you look.
It's one of the, see, there's a picture of all of us on the screensaver. Isn't that neat? There's one card that's better. That one.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, the lion's in there.
Our radio system is here. Our chief's office is right here. It's basically a temporary location because our chief is going to move eventually over to that office, right? To the bigger office in the back. To the bigger office in the back.
Big guy's office.
That's where the big plush couches are.
Okay, well, we're finished here, honey.
You have to ask Mr. Boavich if you can shake that.
You let them go on their own recognizance.
Yeah, you can shake them, sure.
Who's he shaking?
He wants to
Oh,
shake.
the little policeman there, standing in the snow.
Getting
Thank you
cold.
very much for the tour, Jerry.
Thanks for the tour,
Thanks
James.
for coming. This is where most of the stuff that goes on will take place here. We do our
Oh, really? Okay, Nate, now put it down and watch it.
I mentioned you wouldn't have a whole
Let's
lot to say.
go.
It's one of through that building.
Pretty neat, huh?
It's kind of not fair. Dallas doesn't seem to
That's neat, isn't it?
doesn't have much to show for the. I don't know if their tax base is.
fax machine, copy machine, report forms that we fill out.
Guys do a nice job.
Go in here.
Jeff, did you get stung by a bee or what?
No, that's allergies. We just had one of the doctors this
You know,
morning.
I've been fighting one for like, since last fall.
Uh-huh.
And I usually get kennel log, a shot of kennel
Some of
log.
our guys keep their equipment, we keep our flashlights, we keep our portable radios. Did you guys figure out where the dare officer's desk is at?
Where would the dare officer be?
Oh, would it be hard to figure out? Think it'd be over there? You think that would be his desk? Okay. That's my desk. And, I'm gonna get sued in a minute. Unlike Jackson Township, man, you mess around here, we come after you, brother. 50 cal.
They were. Did you see the size of that bullet? You got that at the cleanup, right?
Yes, I did.
I said, I love you more
That's
than
going
I
home.
find out that you're just like me, man.
You've already been showered.
You picked the bike up there for me.
Hey,
I
can
put
you
new
carry
tires on it. He's riding it
flashlight?
already.
Yep.
Not him,
Big heavy
me.
flashlights we keep in here.
Look at the size of that flashlight. It's almost as tall as you are.
I can carry it.
Pulls lots of batteries, so it'll work all shift on them, man.
Hello. Hello.
Whoa.
That'll light up your life.
Oh my God. Is this already shut?
Yes, it is. You wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't.
There's nothing in the back of it.
Big heavy. Look at
Yep.
these cards there.
Yeah.
Here you go.
1, 2, nice. Give me that.
Yeah, let his flashlight stay in charge.
And this is also the room we keep, portable radios.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to need. Officer Frank would.
You know about Rodney? His name is Rodney.
Rodney? Oh, that's
Yes,
the name of the stick.
his name is Rodney. The
I'm looking
stick's
to
name
see
is
who he's
Rodney.
talking about.
Portable radios, temporary evidence storage. Our guys pick up a piece of evidence involved in a case at 2 o'clock in the morning. So put it in here, lock it in with locks that have 2 keys to. One would be in one of these lockers and lock it up. Our sergeant comes in, he's our evidence officer. He would remove it from here, put it in our permanent storage facility for evidence. That way there's a chain.
Now, where'd
You
you
want
say?
the picture, Ziegler? This is the paper. This is the normal.
I can see it because that. Look at
There.
it. There.
Ah, that's me. So,
This is always going to remain the officer's room. This is the
I
one
like your
used in
truck.
Jim's room.
We
the
always
idea was
look for your
that
truck.
the idea was that room would be used for file storage and whatever, and that when the department grows, and we would institute maybe a watch commander or a senior officer, that would be.
Makes sense. I would imagine you guys had, serious growing pains. You were so used to living in a shoebox. But
Would you do me a favor?
Well, that's the whole group shot.
Yes.
Great idea having us. Well, it helps us too to know our police officers.
Well, we recently
Bouncing around on your screen.
There you go.
They're good.
Where I downloaded, we obviously, we're not online here, but I'm online at home, and I'm bouncing around, hit the Dare America website, dare-america.com.
This is that truck.
And they said, Dare officers, send your stuff in, so I sent it
Right back
in.
here, I think.
No, actually, that's behind the old township
See,
building.
he knew it. Yeah, you're right.
So they send your cards in, so I sent them in about 2 months ago. I figured, yeah, these guys threw them out. I'm bouncing around about a week ago, punching into the site. Here's my ugly mug.
So, yeah,
They even put our department's card on it, and they put a picture of our vehicle on the
Yeah.
site. So,
Oh, nice.
you know me, I download those babies for free.
Oh, I can see. Pretty neat. You guys hope you never see this.
Here we go.
I hope you don't see the inside of the police station for that matter.
Back, basically what this is a big loop around the center complex. That's the door we came through back there. This is the office that will eventually become the chief's office. But right now, it's just used for storage. So there's just some basically out there.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Nice.
Okay, back out.
Well, it is nice to see you guys have the room to expand it to.
Yeah,
Same for the
These
township,
guys,
too.
these guys thought ahead.
Yeah.
These guys thought ahead. Are we gonna build a building that'll house 10 cops?
Yeah.
Or should we think ahead a little bit?
Sure, and the same thing with the township
Example,
office.
this one I can't get into because the sergeant's not here.
Uh-oh. That's his office.
His office is in this.
Is that Mike Moravec?
That's our Sergeant Mike's office. In here is the luxurious.
Oh, this is nice, though.
This is the
Oh,
locker
look
room.
at you guys have a shower.
Wow.
Holy smokes. This is big time. Look at the size of your locker.
And we have big time lockers, so if we
Let my
want to store,
photographers see that.
if we want to store our uniforms, we could.
Yeah.
You could actually come to work dressed in jeans. Are you memorizing the code?
Look at him, he's standing.
Store our
Wow.
jeans and stuff, my
Isn't that
heroes.
nice?
Oh,
Uh,
Three Stooges.
Dressed as cops.
We keep our personal gear and stuff like that in there. The stuff like, I don't particularly like to take all this stuff home, so this gets locked up in there.
That's nice to have that option.
And the other equipment that I'm issued and that I carry is all kept in here.
Very
Very
nice.
nice, look at this. I never saw a beautiful
This
office
kid,
like
what's up
that.
there?
That's the Three Stooges dressed in.
No, what's up in there?
Up in there is my gun that I carry off duty and one of my nightsticks and some extra stuff that I have.
So that's what
That's
the
where I,
bench is for,
that's
so
where I
the
keep
little-
it. That's where I keep all my stuff.
That's the little policemen you can see in their lockers, this bench.
Yes, this bench would be for the sergeant, so. He's a little guy.
Oh, that. And Mom's even in the men's locker room.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right, geez, we didn't even think about that. Get her in.
Now, I gotta set the next one up. Okay, you see what does the badge say? What does that say?
Police officer.
Police officer. Most badges of police officers say patrolman or something like that. There's a reason for that. That's the next room. Oh, I'm sorry.
Put you in the dark.
In the bathroom.
So, could you figure out what's going to be in the next room? If I'm not a patrolman, if I'm a police officer, what would that mean?
He's got me caught on that one.
Are we politically correct or what? If
Oh, that's right.
If that's
Oh,
the
this will be
boys'
the
locker
ladies'
room.
locker room.
Oh.
Oh, very nice.
This would be the girls' locker room.
Oh.
We have plans.
All right, yeah, it's a little smaller, okay.
Oh.
But until we get more.
At least
But
it's
the
not
girls,
too-
the girls would still have showers and they have a locker.
This was to the objection of the male officers who felt
No.
they should share facilities.
Not
You didn't want to share?
Not at all. Because you have to, when we eventually get lady officers, they have to have facilities too, right?
Very nice.
Okay.
Some of the female officers are identified as police
Patrolman.
officer, and one of them is identified as patrolman. I'm still
We
trying to
actually
figure out
changed the
how.
badges. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago that it used to say patrolman.
Yeah.
And that's not really right. I mean, it could say patrol officer, it could say police officer, but officer is
A little bit
you know.
more acceptable.
You have two guns?
Okay, you guys go in there. And I'll go in here. I can't see you right now.
Oh, boy.
So this is called an interrogation or an interview room or an identification room or someone
Wow.
you want to put.
Okay, you go on that side, guys, and you see if you
Okay,
see
go on
me.
that side. Where you want to put someone in here, or a couple of people, that maybe someone would need to identify. Can't see her at all. Now, if she turns the lights on, you guys stay there.
Oh, with the lights on, you can see a little bit through it. Oh, not much.
Yep, there.
Barely. I can see very faintly, I can see through it.
I can, if you cut your
Somebody's gonna have to
hair
clean that window now from all the little guys fingering it up.
I can play it with
It's-
them. All I see is us. Yeah, me too.
Well, you can't see much through that, Frank, even with the lights on.
That door will simply take you back into the watch commander's area. This is just a mechanical room. There's pipes and whatever in there. This is the room everybody wants to see.
Yeah, only on a tour, though.
Look at them holding on to each other's hands.
Nathan, not me.
Uh-huh. I don't know.
It's in there, Nate.
This is the processing room.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Look at that. See that big hook on the floor there, that big circle?
That's for catching fish.
That's to hook you up to.
I've seen those in the state.
This is where people get fingerprinted and photographed, and it's not really a jail because we don't keep people here very long. This is when we arrest them, and then we have to do the paperwork to take them before a judge. We'll put them in this room. In here.
Take a look in there.
Now, this doesn't look like a new item. Is this, did you
No,
move this up?
brand
from
new.
here?
I was putting them in the building before. It goes right through the concrete.
Welded right.
So like if of course that would be for some crazy person. Just, you know, if you see the crazy person, neck gets pulled out of the ground, I'll be leaving.
That's right. Give up
The
the.
chain on your foot?
Yes, I'll see you later, because if someone has enough strength to do that, I'll.
And you know why there's all metals things and everything in here? Because some people get very angry and they like to break things.
This would be a good place to put you.
And that's so that they can't break anything.
So we basically put people in here, if they behave, they can have freedom of movement with inside this room. If they're going to get crazy and want to fight, we'll simply use our leg irons and either cuff them to the floor or on those bars on the side of those benches. That'll shut off. That'll shut off. Now, somebody asked, I had Cub Scouts in here. Somebody asked why this indentation is there. I don't know why. Why specifically did they put this? I mean, I assume they put this indentation.
Yeah, just to leave space available to you.
Of course, people in the meeting would probably say, that's where they rub them all up.
Bears on glass. You know why they're on glass?
So you can't break them.
Now cut yourself.
Yeah.
Cut yourself.
They use that on themselves around the officer.
Yeah.
That could be why the identification is there, so you can back up far enough to see yourself.
I thought they maybe closed the, look at that, it looks like.
No.
No lid on that.
Because there's no lid on this because that could be ripped off and used as a weapon to hit something.
That's the kind of toilet we should have in your bathroom.
Oh, please. Try to not to clean what we've got.
Then you'll really feel like you're graduating from our program.
Now, was this two-way glass too? Or the-
This is plexiglass.
Oh, watch your head.
Plexiglass.
Here it comes with
Beautiful, so cheap.
We're gonna stick them in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. leave
It's
it
too
here.
late to go rid of those into the house, huh? Like really before.
Yeah, but you can retrofit it, so you get
Yeah.
a K to, you know.
Yeah, yeah, just-
Are you ready? Should I put you in there for the rest of the day? Come up for you later? No way.
No way.
I
Sure?
need a ring like that next to your bed still, staying in bed when you come down.
Put that in there.
Put Devin, you wanna go in there?
What time do you meet today?
6 o'clock.
Oh, 6?
Hey, what are we on field A though?
Alright. Wait, see the arrow yet.
Oh, that's right.
You can have your cards.
Oh, thank you.
This is the, what is this called, the toy room? This is the toy room. Oh.
Oh, they keep all their
All
stuff.
their stuff is in here.
All the very, very dangerous, big weapons, our night vision capabilities,
Oh, you have that.
our ballistic helmets, that a bullet will not, they won't go
The
through.
guns.
Yeah, well, this is a picture of the guns that we carry to show you how to take it apart to clean it. Our cleaning equipment is kept here, our hearing protection when we have to qualify. These are some of the cases for the shotguns and the rifles we use. And those are kept secured in this big safe in here, where we keep our rifles
Wow, look at
and
that.
shotguns.
Furry lined yet.
Oh.
Wow.
I like these. So if one
I
goes
like
off,
the big
it would
guns.
go through?
Well, it won't go off.
No, they're
You look.
unloaded. No,
See,
they're
That's to
all
protect
See
them.
how there's nothing, you can see
There's-
inside that gun, that means that it's open, there's nothing in the chamber.
Yeah, they're all unloaded. You never
Yeah,
put a
but
gun away loaded like that.
But if you do and one goes off, it wouldn't make it through there, would
I
it?
don't
Well,
think so.
this is steel. I kind of doubt it. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe the round from the
Would
rifle
it
would
make
go
it
through.
through here?
Oh yeah, that's just wood. It'll go through
That's
there.
to keep the guns from getting in.
But
the
they have
hands
to be
of the-
safe and they have to be kept secure. That's why we keep them locked.
And this, I think, is metal behind
It's
here.
steel.
It's steel, not metal.
Yeah.
Pretty
Thick
neat, huh?
steel. It looks like about a
Watch your
quarter inch.
fingers now.
But they put fuzzy stuff
Fuzzy
on
stuff.
it.
Yes.
Bear
Simulated
skin.
bear skin.
It looks like bear skin.
Actually, this isn't even close. If you ever felt a real bear, which I had the opportunity to do once, his
smells
fur
like bear
is
too.
so beautiful and so thick and so soft, it's not funny. There's only one drawback.
It's on the bear.
Bears are very, very smelly. This bear, they had trapped a bear, and they tranquilized him, and I had the
You're right,
opportunity
it
to
does
see him. He was
smell.
about a 200-pound bear.
Yeah.
Their
You're
fur
right,
is
it does
gorgeous. And
smell.
here's this thing knocked out with his eyes wide open, breathing,
Smell it, Devin.
laying on the ground out of the Game
Can you
Commission.
smell it?
Gorgeous fur.
What's his name, Gary?
Gorgeous.
Gary Alt,
Gary Alt, were you with Gary Alt?
is it possibly
Jimmy
Jimmy?
Jolly.
'Cause-
Gary Alt was probably one of
Devin,
the
smell that.
guys who
Went
came
out
in
with
and
him
took
couple
a
times.
tooth, and they took measurements and took.
You know what though, as many times as I've been out with Gary and seen that scene, I don't think I've ever touched a bear.
Oh,
I don't, I'm
oh,
always taking pictures
I
of
wanted
other
pictures,
people.
of course. You know, I have
Yeah.
pictures of me with handcuffs over this thing.
With the bear.
You know, and you actually, you can feel the power of this animal. I mean,
Is the hair kind of coarse? I'm just thinking though, it's very soft.
It's gorgeous, it's thick. I can understand why in the old days people wanted bearskin rugs. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, he
But
just
bears-
recently, in Wilkes-Barre, I heard on the scanner, they saw one down by
Just
Frank
this
Emery's.
past, what, week
Was it
before
week-
last?
Yeah, he went running around with the police trying to catch it down there, but they didn't catch up
No,
with it.
we think he was laying in the bushes somewhere, just laying low until we all got out of there, and he probably wandered out. They're so docile too, overall, except the mothers of cubs.
Yeah, that's the only thing you have to worry about.
Was that in the township, the bear that you were with, or was that on
Actually,
a field trip?
it was in Dallas Township where they were having a problem. There's our
Nuisance
garbage
bags.
eaters.
Yep.
And if they can get into your garbage, they'll come back, 'cause it's like a free meal.
Yeah.
And they put one of the big traps out. And one morning,
Big
big
culverts.
What does 30 dozen eggs mean?
I
Why are they there?
think that's empty, like when we go up to the shooting range to qualify, we
Then
put
we shoot eggs.
all our ammunition and stuff in.
So it's just a nice big box.
At Halloween, you think that only,
That's right.
we drive around in our
Hey,
cruisers.
we confiscated those from some troublemakers. in the
We're
past.
saving them until we get good and rotten and throw them back.
Okay, got it.
Oh, dear. Thanks. It's beautiful.
Okay, we're almost at the end of the loop. Why is that not closing?
Uh-oh. I held it open too long.
Automatic.
I didn't know it had that. I didn't know those doors had that capability. Okay, this is the, I don't have a key for this one either. This is the permanent storage, evidence storage in here, which is, it's a rather large room. And
Securing things.
two guys have it. Two
Yeah.
guys have a key to this. One is the chief and one is our sergeant, who is our evidence officer. Says you don't want to allow people a whole lot of access to this room because it would compromise the chain of evidence.
Yeah, you learned the hard way with Scranton City Police, I guess, had a real tough time with maintaining.
No
that
comment.
stuff. Yeah, you're certainly not.
No comment.
Oh, look at his garage.
Outside here is the garage, two-bay garage. I'm not sure exactly what the part is. This space is nice because you can, if you have somebody in custody and you're having problems with it, rather than trying to get them out of the car outside and struggle with them to get through the doors, we simply bring them here. And once we close the doors, no one's got any place to go. I don't usually left me. I usually like go, hey, that's great. Where we park all our cruisers normally. I think this was designed also that, if ever we needed an expansion.
Looks like tour.
Right out the
Obviously, you've got the footer problem.
Well, go on over, you can look at the
Okay,
air
going
truck.
to the Dairmobile? I don't know if it's open, but thanks for all your time, Frank. No problem.
I don't know how well published.
Hang on.
Did you read this in the paper?
No, it was,
Let me,
Thanks.
it was,
It's hot because it hasn't been opened up today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that cool black color, that's why. Nice black vehicle.
okay, they're all going.
Look at the headlights, guys.
Turn the siren on. Okay, you make long jump.
Back of the building, looking at the entranceway into the police station.
You feel like you're locked in jail over here.
Because this door takes you right back to where we started.
Okay.
So we made a big circle.
Thanks, Frank. Very nice facility.
Thank you. Got it.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. I just feel bad that the building isn't, it's not as visible. It's great for the township people who use the park and come up here on occasion, but it's
One
on
of
the
those
highway.
things where it's one of those things where the township owned this land, and for us not to utilize this land, to try and go buy. I mean, land today is, in my opinion, is
Outrageous.